दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
On The Debate this evening, try as they may, but Pakistan cannot escape the huge uprising of the people of Gilgit Baltistan. And at 9 o'clock tonight, the defense, 8:30 p.m. tonight, the biggest names of Indian industry take their position on Operation Sindoor and how they view the present situation. At 9 p.m. this evening, Rajnath Singh says, this is just a trailer. Operation Sindoor is very much on. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many difficulties that Pakistan is having, and I can safely predict many difficulties the Pakistanis are going to have. You see, the Taliban are very angry. The proud Afghan people are very angry with Pakistan. And there is no compromise on that. Because the problem with the Pakistanis is they've always been cruel and difficult and always had this false superior position vis-a-vis the proud people of Afghanistan. Now, on the other side today, the people of Gilgit Baltistan, ladies and gentlemen, they're also up in arms. There is huge unrest against a very wrong decision of Pakistan to allow China to squeeze away all the mineral wealth of the region. The big headline today is that Pakistan is facing huge unrest in Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir because there are unstoppable protests right protests over a decision by the Pakistani army to give Chinese companies full control over local mineral resources. This means that the Chinese in 3 or 4 to 5 years can take away all the mineral resources, all the natural wealth of the people of Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And as a result of that, there are huge demonstrations in Hunza, in Gilgit, in Skardu. And what the Pakistanis have done is that they've started a very harsh crackdown. Major political activists have been arrested. Some have gone missing. But the brave people of Gilgit Baltistan are not stopping. The reality is that Pakistan is losing control over Balochistan, and Pakistan is also losing control over Gilgit Baltistan because the people there are demanding 3 things: autonomy, personal dignity, and they want control over their own land. The situation in Gilgit Baltistan is very high. Inflation is in many double digits. Unfair taxes are being put by the Pakistani army in name of austerity measures. All the land of the people of Gilgit Baltistan, even small land holdings, ladies and gentlemen, 200 square meter holdings are being snatched away by the Pakistani army. They're saying we're taking this for a SEZ, which basically means that the sad thing for the people of Gilgit Baltistan is that they will lose their homes, their land holdings, their agricultural holdings, their residential properties, and it's all going to be given away to China in the name of mineral development. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the 64,000 megawatts of hydropower reserves, 95% of it for Pakistan lies in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Gilgit Baltistan, Punjab, and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. All these places have huge electricity shortages. So these people, the people of Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, All their land, their hydropower reserves, their minerals are being taken away and being gifted away to the Chinese. Our stand is very clear on POK. POK is ours. This is one matter that needs to be resolved. But till then, I would say to the people of Gilgit Baltistan, be firm, be strong, be confident, and fight back. Fight back. Let's debate.
Pakistan is committing a brutal crackdown on political activists in Gilgit Baltistan. Massive protests have erupted across Gilgit Baltistan in response to a controversial bill that paves the way for Chinese mining operations in the region. The proposed legislation gives Chinese companies virtually unrestricted access to mine natural resources in the region. Gilgit Baltistan remains a disputed territory, yet Islamabad continues to draft policies as if it has sovereign rights, now extending mining licenses to Chinese entities. The fire of dissent against Pakistan is far from dying down.
पर तुम किसी को रिलीज देके हमसे कहते हैं कि भैया हमसे इजाजत ले लो, हमसे रिलीज ले लो। हम ये करने तैयार नहीं है, ये ऐलान करने आए हैं, मुझे करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। नहीं कहना चाहते हैं, हम करना है तो ये हमारा है।
It's a collective movement for Gilgit Baltistan's sovereignty.
मेरा सवाल ये जो वफादारियां मांगने वाले लोगों से है, पाकिस्तान की अदलिया ने भी जीबी को मुतनाज़ा डिक्लेयर किया या नहीं किया? वज़ीर कानून ने भी, वज़ीर दाखिला ने भी, मुल्क के तमाम इदारों ने कहा जीबी मुतनाज़ा है, जीबी मुतनाज़ा रहेगा और मेरी डिमांड भी यही है। जब मुतनाज़ा है, उसके बावजूद हम अगर मानवी और जमीनी सरहदों की हिफाजत करते हैं तो ये हमारा इस्लामी फरीज़ा समझ के कर रहे हैं। तुम्हें इसमें फिक्र करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
Meanwhile, Pakistan's troubles are deepening along its western border. Pakistan's existence within its own territory and the western border is being thinned out. In Balochistan, citing decades of violence, torture, enforced disappearances and human rights violations, top leaders have declared independence. Operation Herof, the Baloch Liberation Army's coordinated campaign against Pakistani control, is escalating. Over the last few months, Baloch rebels are up in arms against Pakistan. Under this operation, the BLA seized control of certain areas of Noshki. At least 14 Pakistani soldiers were blown to bits in Bolan, while another IED blast eliminated at least 6 personnel. The offensive came just weeks after Operation Kalat, in which 22 Pakistani soldiers were killed. All this unfolds as New Delhi holds a key diplomatic engagement with the Taliban leadership. The Afghan leadership has outright rejected narratives aimed at creating friction between New Delhi and Kabul. For Pakistan, the optics could not be starker. India's diplomacy is direct and its position is firm. As Pakistan scrambles to tighten its grip over regions slipping from its hands, the cries for freedom grow louder, from the mountains of Gilgit Baltistan to the deserts of Balochistan.
Unfortunately, we are hearing of major atrocities by the Pakistani army in both Gilgit Baltistan and Balochistan. And Saurabh, welcome. Saurabh Shukla is from Washington tonight, founder of News Mobile. And I want our viewers to get a sense tonight of this real situation in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan and Balochistan. Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza is a very well-known and celebrated activist, of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan. Ahmar Musti Khan is a senior journalist of Welcome Baloch, and Mumtaz Baloch is member of the organization of the Free Balochistan movement. They're joining us from London and Germany. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to start by asking Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, can you tell us, is it true that many people have been picked up, there have been many arrests, several thinkers and activists have gone missing, and there is some kind of a major crackdown that is going on in POK and Gilgit Baltistan now, sir? Can you tell us what is happening on the ground to your people?
Well, thank you very much, Gauravji, for having me on your show. What happened is we had decided to call a grand jirga, which means a grand meeting of at least 40 representative civil organizations and NGOs and community organizations to discuss the current plunder of Gilgit Baltistan's mineral resources by Pakistan and China. And that jirga was supposed to be held on the 24th and 25th of May. And as the days are coming nearer, the momentum for that is building at a pace that has never been seen before in the entire history of, I would call Jammu Kashmir even. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are joining this movement because, as you earlier mentioned in your intro, it is not a matter of just occupying the minerals. It's this bill will give powers to Pakistani military and the Pakistani administration, puppet administration inside Gilgit Baltistan, to requisite any land, whether it's used for domestic purposes or commercial purposes, any pastures, because we have pastures because of the way of life. We have herds of buffaloes, cows, sheep. So any pasture, any private land can be requisitioned by the military or by representative puppet government in the name of national interest of Pakistan. So now Awami Action Committee, which is leading these protests and which had called for the grand jirga of 40 organizations, the leader, Hassan Ali Advocate Sahab, has been arrested, and so has Shabir Mayar has also been arrested, and several other.
What about Masoodur Rahman also, sir?
Masoodur Rahman has been arrested as well. Several key leaders have been arrested. Plus, now the second round of arrests is going on. I was speaking to someone yesterday in Skardu, and they were saying now they are going after the junior leadership, like second-tier leadership. And there's a massive crackdown in Gilgit Baltistan right now as we speak.
Sir, the thing is this, that, and I'm going to explain to people across the country, viewers, I want to explain this to you. What's happening is, Pakistan wants to give the land of the people of Gilgit Baltistan and POK to the Chinese. This area has very strong resources. Chinese companies want the control over the resources. And this jirga that was going to happen, which is a big meeting, was meant to address the issue of resource ownership. So, Saurabh, I mean, the people are saying you can't take our land without asking us. We have this is our land. And the Pakistan army, which is basically Punjabi-led army, they are saying this land now will be given to the Chinese. The Chinese have incredible leverage. So they are doing the same thing in Balochistan also.
Arnab, we have a strategic turbulence happening right at our doorstep. India, as not only as one of the world's largest democracy, but also as preserver of human rights, should look for proactive, strategy here, because China has been getting into our not only through backdoor through Pakistan, but also has been exploiting the people of Gilgit Baltistan. Just for reference, almost minerals of $500 million and above comes from Gilgit Baltistan alone. And the Chinese companies now are not only helping Pakistan violate human rights there, but also help violate the constitutional provisions that should have been given to the people of Gilgit Baltistan. I think not only should we be proactive, also in larger human interest and to protect the human rights of people, we have to step in and also create international awareness of what's happening. Because this is not only the people are up in arms there, this is only a fraction of what is being seen, Arnab. There are human rights abuses of a worse kind where even the media is not allowed to get in and get out the real feed which is happening there. And this is a region which is really rich in mineral wealth. This is a very strategic region, and that's the reason why the Chinese are getting in and Pakistanis, because obviously all they need to all what they are doing is exploiting these people and putting all the wealth in the pockets of army.
But Saurabh, when we hit Pakistan for 4 days, at that time there was a lot of enthusiasm among the people of Balochistan and Gilgit Baltistan that this time India will finish the Pakistani army. But for whatever reasons, now there is, I wouldn't say Operation Sindoor has stopped. I don't believe there is a ceasefire. There is just a pause. But today, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said that, and he said very clearly, what were his words? He said very clearly that picture abhi baki hai. He said today, Ahmad Musti Khan, he said picture abhi baki hai, ye to trailer hai. So the language India is speaking is also very different. And we are very heavily deployed. But I don't think we can ignore what is happening to the people in Balochistan. You see, there, Balochistan also, the difference is the Baloch army does not have a navy, it does not have a air force. So while they can indulge in guerrilla warfare, their people are facing endless persecution. The BLA is fighting, but what the Baloch people are facing, maybe Ahmar can tell us on the ground what is happening. Has it become worse? Is the Pakistani army being more violent, being more cruel to innocent people in the last few days since this Operation Sindoor?
Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Arnab ji. I really liked your mimicry of Bilawal Bhutto. Really loved it. What you said about...
He's a mimic, he's a meme, he's a born meme.
Yeah, but you see, this Pakistan military is a Hitlerite military. It is extremely brutal. As you can see, they have killed at least 1,500 peaceful Indians for no reason. Okay? So my appeal to India is when they kill one of your peaceful citizens, you knock down 1,000 of their Punjabi jihadis. You have the power. The thing is, you guys go on thinking, oh, what will happen, what will not happen. Nothing will happen. The jihadis have to be sent to heaven, just like we are sending them to heaven in Balochistan, so that they can have fun with their huris and their gilmans. We are not going to stop. They have, you see, they came, they occupied us, they are torturing us, they are killing us, they are dumping our bodies. And this slumdog general from the slums of Delhi, Hassanabad in Rawalpindi, I have much respect for people who live in the slum, if they don't have the slum mindset. But this general, Asim Munir, he's a slum mindset general, jihadi nonsense, is talking about two nations. This is the Churchillian idea. He's a bastard child of Winston Churchill. These guys, you see, they cannot hijack this century to becoming an Indian century. And I will request you, I know no state is a charitable institution, not India, not any other state. I am asking India, in her own interest, we are your sons and daughters. Help us. Our leader, Baloch Ho Chi Minh, Dr. Allah Nazar has said, please just give us the 93,000 guns that these cowardly Pakistani soldiers surrendered in Dhaka. And we are going to show them ourselves we Baloch, I think, deserve a lot of international respect to single-handedly without proper support from any quarters. I am extremely, extremely upset over the state of India. I'm not talking about the people of India. I'm not talking about the media of India. I really love them. You are our brothers, sisters, real. But the state of India has not helped us at all. They haven't. You look at Pakistan, this Asim Munir, just as I said, the slumdog, this slumdog and every one of the Punjabis, whether liberal or not, they are going to say what? Indian occupied Kashmir. Kashmir belongs to your father? Is it your daddy's? What nonsense is it? And when it comes to India, I never see any Indian mention Pakistan occupied Balochistan other than you and a few other journalists. What's happening? What are the Babus doing in New Delhi? I can't understand. Just what I'm appealing to you, in your own interest, in the interest of the people of India, I'm asking you, please support us militarily, diplomatically, politically. You cannot waste your time. This Pakistan state is a punishment to the people of India for demanding freedom. Those were the white supremacists of London who had punished India for that. And the same white supremacists in Washington, D.C., they try to equate India with this nonsensical terrorist state of Pakistan. Please don't listen to the phone calls from J.D. Vance or Trump or anyone else. India is our brother. They are our sisters. We love India. I will say Vande Mataram 1 billion times. Thank you.
Sir, I promise you, MR Saab, you know that Republic Media Network is the largest, most influential and biggest news network on digital and television in India. So it's the largest network in the world's largest democracy. I am promising to you today that starting this minute, we will never refer to Balochistan as Balochistan till you are fully liberated. We will always call it Pakistan occupied Balochistan. Like we say POK, we'll say POB. I'm issuing instructions to my news desk from today. And I believe that once Republic Network starts saying Pakistan occupied Balochistan, the rest of the Indian media, international media, will also refer to it that way. I assure you, I will use my contacts in international news agencies to talk to them and tell them to refer to it as Pakistan occupied Balochistan. Semantics and terminology makes a difference. I also want to tell you, sir, that today you don't have, you are how many, 4, 5, 6 crore people, but you don't have a big news network. You consider Republic Network as your network. I assure you, we have always given voice, and we will amplify whatever you're doing and the fight that your BLA is putting up. Having said that, sir,
if I can step in here and
yes,
completely echo your thoughts, and I support it wholeheartedly, and I feel Pakistan occupied Balochistan should be, and Gilgit Baltistan should be, I would say, a standard phrase that we need to popularize. Not only that, it's time for us to now change our strategic doctrine like we have done with Operation Sindoor, to support the legitimate aspiration of people of Pakistan occupied Balochistan and Gilgit Baltistan.
But I also want to tell you now the growing realization about the power of the Indian military. These Pakistanis are shaking in their knees today. And by the way, India has just issued a NOTAM, I'm told, around the Andaman Sea area, around Andaman Nicobar Islands. So, which means, you can explain sort of what it means. What does NOTAM mean here? Which means around Andaman and Nicobar, we are issuing a NOTAM, which means you can't fly around that region.
NOTAM is issued when obviously either we are conducting aerial activity or a test. Certainly, Arnab goes on to point, as Raksha Mantri has said again, that picture abhi baki hai.
Picture bahut baki hai.
We are ready. Readiness, this demonstrates the readiness of the Indian Armed Forces and that we are ready for any adventurism.
I just want to understand from Mumtaz Baloch. Mumtaz, see, Pakistan Army is weak. In this non-combat, non-contact warfare that we had, they have been badly hit. Their morale has also been badly hit. Now they have 4 fronts. One is the front with India, which they are very scared of what we will do now. Second is the front with Balochistan. Third is the front with Taliban, Tehrik-e-Taliban, Pakistan. And fourth is the front with Gilgit Baltistan. Does the Pakistani army have the resources to manage 4 fronts?
Dear Arnab, thank you very much for inviting me in your show. And thanks very much for your promise that from today onwards you will be calling Balochistan.
Yes, sir.
Pakistan-occupied Balochistan.
Pakistan-occupied Balochistan.
Thank you very much for your kind words. As you said, Pakistani army is engaged in 4 fronts, and that is what making it weaker and weaker day by day. Actually, that's true, and it would have been much weaker if we were having a support from the international community. And since India is our neighbor and the world's largest democracy, our expectations are very high that India will somehow, somewhere come and support us politically, diplomatically, and militarily. This is what the Baloch nation is looking towards India. And I think the human rights violations, the illegal occupation, the military operations, displacement of the population in Balochistan are strong reasons that India can politically engage with our Baloch leadership and make a way forward that how could they come in and intervene in the matters that Pakistan is engaged with Baloch nation. Our struggle has proved that we are able to manage our affairs politically, militarily. The only thing which is missing is the loneliness of the nation. The Baloch nation is alone and trying to fight a big army of like 1.3 million. I think our 25 years of struggle, the genocide, enforced disappearances, the cruelty, human rights violations, call it anything, they have been not enough to suppress our voices, to silence our voices, and to suppress the struggle the Baloch nation is engaging in. And now, since you guys, the Indian media, is giving good coverage to Baloch cause, that is much appreciated. But as Ahmad Masti Khan was complaining, my complaint would be the same from the Indian government, the Indian political elite, that they need to understand the situation. They need to understand the security situation of the region, that how China is getting involved in it, in the region, and the intentions of Chinese military is to install military bases and military presence alongside India and encircle India militarily.
Yeah.
The only option which could rescue the entire region from the Chinese evil intentions is the freedom and recognition of Balochistan internationally. And that could be done with the help of India, because if China is succeeded in the evil intentions, they are collaborating with Pakistan, it will majorly hurt India for the first instance.
I think that we should be very proactively involved. I am sure that what you're saying is going to be watched by a lot of people. I am of the view that China will not want to fight India directly, but they'll want to do proxy warfare using Pakistan. So we have to make sure that they cannot do the proxy war, and that can happen only if POK is free, when Balochistan is free, and when the Durand Line issue is settled. I thank you very much. I thank you very much, all 4 of you, for joining me here. And we will continue our hard focus on Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistan-occupied Balochistan. We'll never call it Balochistan again. POB and POK. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2 new terminologies.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप